The show Magic on Ice. It's a one-of-a-kind show. It's the only show of its kind anywhere in the world that combines the power and speed and the beauty and the grace of Olympic sport, which is ice skating, with big, spectacular grand illusions. So we'll see people appearing, vanishing, transforming, beautiful levitations. We have some fun audience participation, comedy effects. At one point, we even invite kids from the audience down to the ice to participate in the show on the ice. Our show has appeared all over the world, United States, several different locations in Asia, Europe. This is our very first time in the Philippines, in Manila. We're really super excited about it. And anybody has any other questions? I'm happy to.
How many hours is the show? How many hours per show?
It's an hour-and-a-half show.
Okay.
And we're doing some days 2 shows and some days 1, 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock on the 2 show days, and a evening performance the other days.
Is it safe to watch children because it's an illusion, something like?
Is it appropriate for children?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Kids love the show. You know, we have numbers that are geared specifically for the kids, and but even in general with the magic, the kids love the magic. You know, even very small kids. Wow, how do you do that? That's amazing. Is this real magic? So it has appeal, a big appeal to children, and even very small children. Although I want to say it's not a show. It's not a kids show only for kids. It's for everyone. So if you're 4, 44, you're 84, whatever. It's a fun night out for you know, a date night out, or for the whole family to go. It isn't a show designed specifically just for for small kids, but it's definitely appropriate for children.
A lot of times family shows, it's hard to get teenagers to go because maybe, you know, there's characters and things like this. Here you're going to have the little kids go, like Steve said, they're going to thoroughly enjoy it. But your teenagers, they're going to want to go because it's cool, you know, it's magic and those things. And couples will come out, so it's a great time for date night out.
Yeah, we have, you know, big spectacular concert lighting and things like this. It's not just a children's show. It's a show for the whole family, just a fun escape to go out and have a good time with your family or your friends.
All in all, how many performers do you have?
In the show here, we have 18 performers in the cast.
Steve, how did the show come about? Like, what's the story? Briefly.
Well, I began performing magic when I was very young, like 9 or 10 years old. And at the same time, I had a real love for sports, and especially ice hockey. Well, as a teenager, I began developing the magic, and I studied theater arts, and I attended a school for creative performing arts. And I also had a love for big concerts and theatrical productions. And then as a teenager, I got the idea, well, why don't I take the magic that I have and combine it with my love for the ice and for big productions, and create something that nobody has ever done before. And that's the start of Magic on Ice. It started very small, and the show grew and grew, got bigger and bigger in the years.
By small, what do you mean? Like how many performers?
At first, it was actually a 10-minute act as part of another show. And we had 6 people in the act. And then a year or so later, the act grew to 20 minutes. And then I took on producing the full, complete show, where we have everything involved. And the scale of the show got much bigger from when it started.
Steve, you toured the show in many regions. How do you decide on which numbers will work in that particular region?
I would say the majority of everything in the show is created with sort of a universal appeal, and we don't have a lot of dialogue in the show other than just greeting the audience. So there's no language barrier or anything like that. only time we've made changes is if a country is, say, extremely religious and some of the costuming has to be adapted. And we can still do the same numbers, but maybe we cover the performers a little more, or if the music, say, was controversial in any way that it could offend people, we would change it. But it's very small changes, and the show is designed to appeal to everyone.
I asked that question because my next one would be, what did you learn about which numbers will you show here in the Philippines? What have you learned about the Philippines in your research? What kind of audience?
We didn't have to make any changes for here. We're doing the show that we did in the United States or Europe for here. We didn't, from everything that we were able to find out there was no restrictions on, say, for example, when we're in the Middle East, they're good, but they say, please cover this, don't do this. This sort of material is not, appropriate for their culture.
So they asked for the repertoire or the Middle East?
For the what?
In the Middle East, they asked your program first before.
Well,
They do screen.
They just
They covered the legs.
Yeah, they gave us some guidelines for the
Okay.
costuming. That we'd rather not see the girls' legs on that. Do you have costumes that cover that? And we said, sure, we can do that.
Okay.
And in the same time, sometimes, say if we're at a casino somewhere and they're wanting it more so the other direction, we can accommodate that. But the show that we're bringing here is our core show, and then we'll skew it one way or the other if the venue or the culture sort of dictates that we need to make those changes.
Is there any Filipino performer in your
No, we don't.
Not yet.
No.
Maybe soon.
Yeah.
Filipinos are so
What's the
talented.
most defying
Um, I do an illusion where I'm placed in an enclosure and I'm handcuffed to the front of the enclosure, and there's two big sets of knives hanging above it with a rope suspending those, and they light the rope on fire, and I have to escape before the knives fall down. And I won't give away the ending, but it gets a great reaction. It's one of the numbers in the show we've had the longest because of the favorable.
Is that also your favorite number? If not, which one is?
That's tough. People ask me that all the time, and it changes all the time. If a lot of times if it's something new, my mind is on that, and I'm really excited to perform the new material. So that will be my favorite. And a lot of times it's the numbers where I can just really connect with the audience, and you feel one-on-one with the audience, and you can feel the response. I always look forward, performing this. I mean, obviously I enjoy all of it, but there are certain numbers that you get a little bit more of that, and it's more enjoyable to perform. So it does change, and sometimes I say the thing that you hear people say. It's like, well, do you have a favorite child? Because it feels that way for how long it takes for you to create this thing, and it's your baby, and you can't. It's hard to pick which number.
Can't play favorites.
Yeah,
With your
yeah.
babies.
Right.
Did you ever get hurt while performing?
Sure. Yeah. The nature of what we do, whether it's with the skating or doing the magic, and we have these dangerous things, and we're doing a lot of some of the magic, very quick, fast things that happen. Well, we're wearing sharp blades on our feet.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had some minor accidents, and we've had some people needing stitches and bleeding everywhere. And luckily, it doesn't happen very often. We'll go years between, but it does happen. It's the nature of what we do. Yeah.
How often do you practice? Like, since what you do is ice skating and also you do magic, it's kind of difficult because you have to balance yourself on ice and then do magic also.
Keep it. It depends on what our schedule is. If we're doing a busy show schedule, it's less because the repetition of the show, and you're doing so many shows all the time, you do it less than, say, the show schedule is easier, then you practice and rehearse more so that you're keeping up on all of those. You know what I mean? So either way, you're performing that about the same amount of time. Sometimes it's with an audience and sometimes without. Yeah.
I always ask this to performers. How do you make your performance like fresh each night, or with the same intensity? What's your technique?
It's not really that difficult if all you do is look at it from the audience's perspective. It's their first time seeing this. Maybe you've done this 1,000 or 2,000 or 4,000 times, but that person in the audience, it's their first time. So if you see your performance through their eyes, it's easy to feel like it's the first time you've ever done it. So you just, I think, always keeping the audience in mind and not doing it from your point of view, but how they're perceiving it, and then it's easy.
How about the performers? Like, where did you find them? Are they
Well,
professional?
we audition people from all over the world. Sometimes it's in person, sometimes they submit videos, and we do the audition by video. Nowadays, with everything online and how quick it is for someone to upload something to YouTube, they send us a video, and if we need to see more of their skills, they'll put that on and submit it to us. But we have a really wide selection of people from so many countries and pretty much everywhere all over the world.
They should be skaters. They should know how to skate.
Oh, absolutely.
Then,
Most of these people started when they're 3 or 4 years old, and they're competing to win national titles, or some of them have gone to the Olympics. So they spent their entire childhood, 4 or 5 hours a day in the ring, 6 days a week, training for this. So what we're doing is just taking their transition from their amateur competitive career and transforming into professional and adapting the theatrical aspects of the lighting and the costumes and the props, and now with the magic, so that we're taking their discipline with ours and making it seamless, so it's a beautiful piece of art instead of an exhibition of what they did separate from the magic end of things.
Is there any Filipino people who audition?
We haven't. There needs to be more skaters from here. Because, from all over the world, there's usually some that we've received. And somebody needs to develop the amateur skating world here, and then there'd be a lot more to choose from. Yeah, I wish there were.
Sir, about the magic, you're the only one
Doing it.
Does it, or there are other performers?
They're in the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the show.
I'm the only magician, the central character in the show. But the entire casts are involved in the magic. It isn't like we do a skating number and the skaters go away and then I come out and do a magic act. It's all blend together. So some numbers, maybe there's 4 or 5 people involved. Sometimes it's 18 people involved in the entire cast. We make the entire cast disappear and they reappear somewhere else. So they're all helping present the illusion and adding to the dramatics of it. So although I'm the one that creates the magic, I have a fantastic team in Las Vegas that helps me create these things, and I'm the main character. It's an ensemble effort of the entire cast when we present it.
We have to convince Filipinos to watch the show. Like, which part of the show do you think they will love the most? Filipinos, the Filipino audience.
Wow. I guess it depends on the person. If it's a small girl, she might be really drawn to the beautiful girl with the glamorous costume that reminds her of a princess or something, and that's her favorite thing. And there might be a teenage boy that I like the stuff with the fire and the big lighting effects or something like that, and an older couple might be drawn to one of the more romantic numbers that connects with them. So I think each person will pull away something that they relate to based on their maybe their age or their background, or just their personality, what they happen to like. Some people like dramatic things more than comedy. Some people are drawn towards the comedy, so they'll like the fun, light, hearted numbers. And someone else likes a death-defying escape. So I think there's a little bit of something for everyone, and it would really be hard to nail down this is what everyone's going to like the best. My experience from, a lot of times after the show, we'll talk to the audience, and our experience is that it's quite a wide range of people's favorite. We don't always have people saying the exact same. Oh, I like this part. I like that part. Which actually I take as a compliment. I like that it's got a broad appeal like that.
Is this your first time in the Philippines?
It is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just arrived 2 days ago, and I have to get on a plane in a few hours. But
Okay.
when we come back, I'm really looking forward to coming back next month and bringing the full company. It's exciting. I've loved it so far.
Have you eaten any Filipino food already so far?
I've had a little bit, yeah. I love trying different food, and that's one of the things about traveling and
Which
performing.
dish do you remember?
Beef
Sorry,
buffalo.
you have to know these things.
Beef bololo? Beef
Beef
buffalo.
bulalo.
Yeah. We thought it was beef buffalo.
You thought it.
Beef buffalo. How do you find Filipino people?
Fantastic, yeah. Yeah, I wish we could stay here longer.
You'll be here next month.
Yeah, but I mean, when we come back next month, it'd be
Oh,
nice if we
yeah.
could stay for 6 months and really get to know. Because sometimes we have had that opportunity. We'll go in somewhere and stay longer and really get to know the people and know the. So, but
Where's the show at the moment?
right now the show is in the middle of the ocean. We had to.
In a cruise?
What? No. We, to open the show here, we had to ship it from Las Vegas.
Oh,
And
okay.
so everything's been packed up,
I
and it's
see.
in the middle of the ocean on its way here, so that we can open the show here. So it's we've got all the ice rink, all of the big sets and the illusions and everything, in all of these containers that are.
How many containers?
4 containers, 4 40-foot containers. And everything's designed where it breaks down as small as possible and packs as small as possible, so that we don't have 12 containers, or something if everything was
Easy for you.
Yeah, big. So we try to minimize the amount of shipping.
The show was close to the Philippines. Steve spent 4 years in Guam, which is nearby. The show was there for 4 years. Very successful.
Before coming over here.
Yeah. We've
It was
been,
in Guam before going to the festival.
not just now. This was several
Before.
years ago, but it has been.
But
It
before?
it almost made it to the Philippines. It stopped at Guam, and we were
Wow.
Before
Before here, where was it?
in the United States,
Which part?
on the East Coast in Virginia. I don't know if
Please invite them na lang. Please invite some Filipino people to watch.
Please, everyone, come down to see Magic on Ice at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. We're opening on December 25th and running through January 1st. We'd love to see you all there, and I think you're going to have a great time.
Thank you.